What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the weekly Square Gamers podcast, where two dudes talk video games. And I'm your host, I'm Legendary Mike. And today we got Pedro Maribal. Pedro, Christmas is over and we're moving on to another amazing year. Are you excited, man? Are you excited?
Yeah, man. 2016 has been a pretty decent game decent year for gaming. And 2017 only looks like it's going to get better.
I know all the the newest announcements of games, such as Borderlands 3. They got some footage on that, which I want to talk about that today. But we're gonna do something a little special, guys. Granted, it's the slow season for us in gaming for the most part. I mean, all the games that are out this year are out. The new wave of games won't be out until I think February. I think is the newest, coolest game coming out. I don't remember the name of it, but I was doing research on it. But Pedro, resolutions, we all make them, and 80% of us never do them. So today we're going to talk about resolutions we want the game companies, publishers, creators to look forward to or to try to do in 2017. Now, granted, it's been an amazing year for gaming this past year. We've had some fuck-ups, bro. We had some huge fuck-ups. And it seems like we talk about them every year, but Nintendo is the first one we want to talk about, Pedro. What do you have to say? Because I know you're like the bear in the room when it comes to Nintendo.
Yeah, man. For Nintendo, I think their New Year's resolutions should be very, very, very simple. We want to get as Nintendo. Let's say I'm Reggie Fils-Aimé. I want to have my supply lines ready to go. I want to make sure that the Switch has no issues in terms of supply chain, or no issues in terms of supply in retail. That way, people don't have to camp out in the middle of the night to get one, or like you had to do in Urban Outfitters to get the NES Classic. You had to register for a raffle, win the raffle, then be able to come in at certain hours of the day to then be able to purchase an NES Classics for $60. That's unacceptable. And if I'm a Nintendo, my New Year resolution is for 2017, have enough supply of the Nintendo Switch and its games and accessories, so people don't have to do that.
I know, and it sucks because Nintendo's been terrible at this, bro. Like, they've been doing this for years. This business practice of where they tend to manufacture the least amount they can get by with to keep the actual console in demand.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's smart marketing from their side, but we're the ones losing out, not them, really, to be honest with you. Because there's people who will fucking spend an extra $300 to buy it off eBay. I mean, with the Nintendo Classic, people were selling them for what, $250, $300 on eBay when they first came out?
Yeah, terrible.
That's ridiculous. Now, Pedro, I got an interesting one, bro. Gearbox. Just last week, they showed some more information on Borderlands 3. Now, for you guys here at the Square Gamers, we've played the hell out of all the Borderlands. We're talking maybe hundreds and hundreds of hours in Borderlands. Borderlands 2, we all got rid of it and ended up getting it back and bought all the DLC and literally spent another 300 hours on the game. Gearbox this year did shit. They did nothing good for the gamers. They did nothing good for the industry. They put out a fucking shitty game called Aliens Colonial Marines and Battleborn. I miss Gearbox. I miss Gearbox as Gearbox. Like, when you thought, the last couple of years, when you thought Gearbox, you thought fucking the awesome game that is Borderlands 1 and 2. That's when you hear Gearbox, that's what you think. This last year, they completely ruined it, bro. Like, Colonial Marines, they fucking destroyed it. Battleborn wasn't so much of a bad game. It was just a rushed game.
It came out at a bad time, though, man.
Yeah, it was bad. Bad release date, and it felt rushed. So for me, what I think Gearbox should do, I think Gearbox should focus on one thing and one thing only. They need to stop multitasking. It happened with Aliens, Colonial Marines. Gearbox isn't the hugest team, so what ended up happening is they fucking ended up outsourcing Aliens, Colonial Marines, and look what happened to it. It did shit. I want the new battle. I want the new Borderlands 3 to be done by Gearbox team, and fucking make it amazing because I would love to see Gearbox back to original form because they're one of my favorite developers. I mean, they fucking made Borderlands. I mean, it was at the time Borderlands was the Diablo shooter for consoles, and everyone loved it. That game did amazing. That's what I want. That's what I want back from them. Is I want to see Gearbox.
That's a good one, man.
I know. I mean, because if you think about it, Pedro, we had a lot of like the gaming community loved Borderlands 1 and 2. Borderlands 1 was amazing, and then they hit us with Borderlands 2, and you're like, oh fuck, more amazing, plus more humor, plus better characters. What the hell? What are you doing, Gearbox? You're making us freaking go out and buy another Borderlands 2, and it's actually good. It's better than the first one. How many games have actually came out like this that the prequel was better than the prequel or the original? How many games?
No. That barely happens with movies, let alone games. So
I know. So Gearbox, please stop. Just focus on one thing at hand. You guys are an amazing team. Randy Pitchford, you can be a dick sometimes. That's okay. We still love you. You put out good games when you guys put your mind to it. When you actually go, no, we're gonna do Borderlands, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I understand they're out for money, but at the end of the day, quality over quantity, and that's the way it should be. Pedro, what do you got next for us?
For me, I'm gonna go with one that I think is already in motion, and I think Sony thinks far more ahead than anybody else right now. And I think that their New Year's resolution is to actually give us quality AAA games, bro. Quality first party AAA games, and I think it's gonna begin with Horizon Zero Dawn early this year.
Do you know the release date on that game by any chance?
I think it's in like early or late January, early February. I know that Resident Evil is definitely in January though.
Well, fucking their new Resident Evil is
right
looking really sick. Like big ups to PS4 and those guys at ConCon deciding to go to the original playstyle. Oh, February 28th, Pedro, for Horizon Zero Dawn.
There we go.
That game never caught my eye. Go ahead.
That game is probably gonna be the next flagship game that's gonna carry the PlayStation for the next little while. They had it with The Last of Us in the beginning, and then Uncharted 4. Horizon Zero Dawn is next. So there's that.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. I'm excited for that. I mean, I wasn't really into it when it first was released, but last E3 I started seeing it, so I've been slowly getting looking into it and getting information on it. Game looks pretty cool. The game looks amazing. I would love to see what that game looks like in fucking 4K. That would be pretty sick.
Yeah,
Pedro,
that's what it's gonna be.
EA,
what you
bro.
got?
EA.
Okay.
Now, this one happens to a lot of companies, especially this last year, trying to get as much money as they can. But I think EA should get their head out of their ass, bro. Like, get your head out your ass and realize that you have two amazing first-person shooters right now. The two top first-person shooters. You have Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 4. Now, the reason why I bring this up, because EA has always been the company just to do what the fuck they want to do. At the end of the day, they do whatever the hell they want to do. But it's sad to see them release Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 a week within each other, and a week after Modern Warfare. I understand you guys. You guys got some clout. You got some big cojones, and you think you can just do whatever you fucking want to do. But I want you guys this year to work on your marketing. I want you guys to actually market the games to where they're successful, because at the end of the day, the less games sold, the worse it off for the industry. Like, you guys need to aim out and sell as many copies as you can, because at the end of the day, fucking Christmas time, you're selling freaking Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 for $40 on on PS4 and Xbox Live. Like, and it
I
sucks
mean, it's
because
gonna happen anyway.
I know, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want EA. They do make some good games, even though some of their, they've been outlandish for last year with microtransactions. But there's a company, in my opinion, that's bigger and worse off with microtransactions and other shitty game mechanics they try to exploit for money coming up. But they need to work on their marketing. I think their marketing should be a little more fine tuned. Like I think all the guys who are calling the shots there need to take some marketing classes, I guess, because bro, it's not fucking rocket scientists. Like you and I both know, you don't put Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 right next to each other. You don't do that. It's dooming Titanfall 2. Not dooming Battlefield 4. That Battlefield 4 has been out for the last fucking, Battlefield's been out for the last decade, 20 years. People are going to go buy Battlefield because they've played it and they've seen it and they know what to expect. Titanfall 2, no. Titanfall 2 was muddy water and they decided to do it anyway, which kind of fucked Respawn. Didn't fuck EA because EA is getting their money. Fucked Respawn. And Respawn is a good team of guys and women making good games, and they're not getting the spot they deserve.
I mean, in all honesty, it may have fucked that game, period, that entire series. We may not see a Titanfall 3. Because of the gross mismanagement of that title. So I do agree, 2017, their resolution should be to manage their titles better than they have.
Of course. They're terrible at that. But Pedro, you got any more, bro? You got any more? You got more for me? Got more for me?
Yeah, man. I got Microsoft is up next for me, man. I think that their New Year's resolution should be very, very, very simple, and that is to focus on 4K gaming. Don't focus on VR because you guys don't have your own virtual reality setup, kind of like Sony does with PlayStation. Focus on 4K, which is the far more attainable technology. They started to do so in late 2016 with the holiday push and the release of the Xbox One S. But with Scorpio, focus on making Scorpio the most powerful console you can make it, to make sure that it is true native 4K, not native 2K that can play 4K, but it's not like it'll be like on ultra settings or anything like that. And then just focus on making sure that the games look the best they can. I'm looking forward to see what Crackdown looks like on a Scorpio, what Scalebound looks like on a Scorpio.
Oh man,
and then of course whatever Forza they decide to go with, and games like Cuphead that are still pending release. So focus on giving us 4K content. 4K TVs went on sale earlier this year. They'll continue to go on sale through the holiday season. Tax season is coming up. It's Super Bowl time. TVs are going to be on sale. People are going to upgrade, and that only means good things for the company that kind of caters to the people that are purchasing that extra TV set. So.
Well, I kind of agree because, looking at it right now, the Scorpio is looking to be the more powerful system. What better way? I mean, give us full 4K, because I mean PS4 isn't giving us true 4K. It's upres 4K. Basically, it's just one of their technical mechanics or technical tricks that they're using to get 4K, which in my opinion truly isn't 4K.
It's not. Yeah.
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's cool. And now with these 4K TVs, are they going on sale not only because of it being holiday season and tax time? Do you think OLED TVs have an effect on that?
Well, I mean, OLED TVs. This is also coming up to CES season. That should happen in mid-January. But OLEDs are TVs that are still pretty high up there. You're still gonna pay $1,500-$1,600 to get one of the LG OLEDs. We'll see what happens during CES time and see if other companies come out with an OLED. I was hearing things about a Samsung OLED television that would be amazing to take a look at. So. We'll see, man. Once more companies start coming out with that technology, you'll see that price go down. But right now, LG is running the show when it comes to OLED televisions.
Well, yeah, because I've been in search for a monitor, 27-inch monitor, and I was actually like the monitor. Some of the monitor prices for an actual decent quality monitor with two HDMI ports, I actually would end up spending like $250-$300 on a 27-inch, which isn't bad for price wise. But then I started looking at the other TVs, and then I ran into OLED, and I'm like, well, I heard of OLED, but I never knew what it was. Which, it's the one with the organic screen, correct? Or did I understand that wrong?
Yeah, it's organic like, LED. It's gonna give you a plasma like display using LED technology, which means you get brighter colors, deeper blacks. It's just gonna look much better.
Well, fucking yeah, because I was looking at prices on TVs, and prices of TVs are coming down quite a bit. Coming up this tax season, I'm thinking about I know they'll be on sale more, but Samsung had a 20 no, was it 27? I think it was a 27-inch regular TV, 4K TV for like $399 at Walmart. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? I got to buy this off of walmart.com and get a 4K TV.
Just pick it up in store, call it a day, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And so I'm kind of glad you brought this OLED up and the 4K TVs, because now I'm just going to hold off until come tax time and where I can actually buy a nice quality TV. I don't want anything bigger than 27 right now, because it's fucking anything more than 27 is too huge for a desk. But we're going to move on, guys. One of the last ones I got. Now, this one disheartens me the most because they're probably the worst ones this year. Ubisoft. Fucking Ubisoft. Like, okay. This year alone, well, I should say the last 5 months of this year, last 4 months of this year, 2 shitty titles. The last Assassin's Creed was complete shit. And Watch Dogs 2 was actually a really good game to what I've been reading. But yet again, Ubisoft puts out a game with half content. So they put the game out, multiplayer isn't working. Now, that's not that big of a deal, but the problem is it leads back to more than that. Ubisoft in the last year have been the highest, the biggest game company, just to fucking put a game out there. I think people call it bull business practices, where they just fucking like push it out there and it's like, here, buy it. And it sucks because they beat the hell out of the same games like Assassin's Creed. Motherfucker, guys, either completely reinvent the game or fucking just scrap it. Ubisoft used to make really good games. Far Cry was an amazing. I think Far Cry is the only game that they make now to date that's actually still worth the money you buy it for. So,
Ubisoft, hopefully that changes though, man. We didn't get an Assassin's Creed.
I know.
Time.
But yeah, it's just one of those
next year, and it's good.
Ubisoft needs to stop rushing. Like, slow it down. Stop. I don't need a fucking Assassin's Creed every year. For a first-person shooter like Call of Duty and stuff, that's cool because Call of Duty can do that. The game, they add a little bit to the game every time, but a first-person shooter is a first-person shooter. You're always gonna have a good time with it, unless it's Titanfall 2 and there's no one on. But it disheartens me because Ubisoft at a time was actually a really good game company. Some of the older Assassin's Creed were a blast. Far Cry, I remember playing Far Cry just because one of our guys in the Square Gamers, Undead Jay, told me to get Far Cry 3 when it came out, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm not gonna get that shit. And then I ended up getting it for Redbox, and I kept it I didn't never return it to the Redbox. I just kept it. And I'm like, fucking, I ended up spending 2-3 hours. I'm like, oh fuck, where did 2-3 hours go? Just going to freaking separately, different camps and completely taking over the camp. So now I can travel there just so it's going through the story would be easier. I wouldn't be so much of a chore, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Uplay, is shit. I don't know when the last time you used Uplay, but Uplay is shit, Pedro. They try to integrate it with some kind of Steam function that completely failed. Uplay, I've never been a fan of Uplay. I had Uplay way back in the day. And I think the only game on console right now that actually uses some kind of Uplay is actually Division.
Yeah.
So, doesn't Division usually play,
Yep.
or did they do away with that too? They
No,
still use it.
they use Uplay as well. You gotta log into the Uplay account before you play.
So like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to have to make a separate account to play on my account on the console, and have to go to Uplay to do everything. That's just it's just a way for them to freaking sell their microtransactions, which is in every freaking game. There's microtransactions in every game, and every game they put out is complete crap. So Ubisoft, polish. That is your New Year's resolution. Every game you put out, make sure you spend a good 2 months, 3 months polishing it. Fucking shit. I digress. Pedro, do you want to fill in on that?
You're
Because
so mad to end the year. It's very it's both funny and sad at the same time that you're so angry.
well, I mean, and the funny thing is this year for me has actually been fantastic for gaming. I played Dark Souls 3. I caught up on Bloodborne. I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online. I played. I freaking rebought Destiny. Like the games this year that are out, a lot of them are really good. But the problem is the games that are bad leave such a bad taste in your mouth that I'm never gonna forget it. I'm never gonna forget freaking bad games, especially this year, because money's tight. When money's tight, you can't go out and just buy every game. And I don't like using a red box, but I will if I have to, because I'm not spending $60 on a game that I'm freaking gonna take back and try to trade it in for freaking what, $30, half the value. That's just stupid. But I digress. Looking into this coming year, Pedro, what games are you looking forward to coming up? This year, because I know you got your eyes on Horizon Dawn. I know you also have for me at least,
Crackdown.
Crackdown, yes. Which is that only Scorpio? Is that like only like high
No,
end?
I mean
like,
that hopefully that's not only Scorpio, but that's an Xbox exclusive.
No. Did you play the original Crackdown?
Yeah, I played both of them.
Okay, because I completely forgot about Crackdown, and then you mentioned it just now, and I remember seeing it on E3, and they're freaking blowing up the buildings, and the buildings falling, crumbling on top of the highway, and
Yeah.
he's driving on the car. Oh my God, Pedro, why'd you do this to me, bro?
That's
Do I
dope.
need to go buy an Xbox now?
I mean, yeah, it'd be nice actually if you got an Xbox because I'm still out here playing, and I
What
need people to play with.
have you been playing Gears of War at all?
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty good. I don't play Horde mode because there's no one to play Horde mode with, but
So
I've been out here.
how's that game? How's the multiplayer and stuff feel? Is it still like?
It
aren't they doing
feels
a big
like
update?
when we played it back in Gears of War 2. So
Oh man, shotgun days, bro.
yeah,
Shotgun, like two piece, bro. Oh,
back in the two-piece days.
don't do this to me. Don't do this
What
to me.
game were you looking at?
I was actually Horizon Dawn was one of them, and I have a couple of niche titles coming out. I don't know if I want to bore you guys with my niche titles, but coming up next month, the new Sword Art Online that came out this year is gonna get a complete re overhaul almost kind of thing for 4K resolution and some cool stuff like that. And they have a new collector's edition coming out with some comics and not really comics, but more like manga type things that I was looking into.
Is that a monthly? Is that one of those games where you got to pay monthly for?
No. It's a regular $60 game. But in Japan, when they released a huge collector's edition, like huge, like we're talking like 12 manga, some posters, some figures. It's supposed to be released in the States coming February.
Dope.
There's also some PC games I'm looking forward to. There's a Monster Hunter clone in development right now that basically people just finding out about it. It's pre-alpha. They showed some footage of it. And then I'm really looking forward to another game called Tokiden 2. I played it on the PSP, and the coolest thing about that game was it was a lot of games for PSP, I should say. Cross save, so I'm excited because I had all my save data from the previous game on my PSP, and then before I got rid of the PSP, I actually uploaded it all to PS4 servers, and I can go out into my PS4 now, and I can pull all that data right off of it, so I can basically continue where I left off. It's it's gonna be a good first couple months of the year. I'm actually thinking about start importing a couple games. Persona is supposed to be out in Japan in April, I believe, which I'm thinking about doing. I just gotta need to figure out how exactly to do that because I know PS4 is region free, but there's a trick I guess I have to do to actually play the Japanese game. But see, yeah, geeky
So
stuff like that. What do you?
that's gonna be dope
What
then.
else you use? Is there anything coming up that other than Horizon Dawn?
I mean, surprisingly, man, the Resident Evil 7 is one that I'm looking forward to. Coming out January 24th. The demo was pretty intriguing to me. I thought it looked great. It's fully playable in VR. I may or may not cop a VR just to see if I can play that horror game. For Honor is a game that interested you. That comes out on Valentine's Day.
Well, see, the thing
Um,
is that I didn't want to mention that yet because the open beta is supposed to be like second week of January, and I still haven't got my beta key invite. And
uh,
if I don't play the beta, or if I don't get into the actual like demo or online beta, I'm not gonna buy it on release. I can't see myself spending.
you'll
The
wait
game looks
for the
amazing.
reviews.
Yeah, well, not necessarily wait for the reviews, but I'll wait till I get my hands on it somehow. If I have to red box it, I will. Only because that game seems like it's one of those games where you're either gonna love it and hate it. Like the game
Gotcha,
mechanics look really sick, but if it doesn't feel right for me and on the controller, I won't play it.
gotcha,
Which I
gotcha.
mean, I'm kind of glad you mentioned that because that game looks really cool. Have you actually checked that out yet?
Yeah, I've checked it out. I'm still not sure if I want to play it. The controls uh, look a little different. I'm not used to different, so I may
Oh
have
yeah.
to just live vicariously through you and your streams.
Try to get it into if you want, try to sign up for the beta. I mean, you still have another like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before they start sending them out. I mean, because I think the beta is only going to be a 2 week long beta, and they're going to be shut down on 2 or 3 days of the actual beta to kind of implement the updates through the 2 weeks
Yeah,
to, I guess, beta test it. Of course, that's what a beta is for. But
nice.
Mass Effect, bro. Do you know it's coming out next year?
Yeah, man.
That's great. That's
I
probably
mean,
the
it's
end
a
of the
little
year.
further down the list I got, but yeah. Mass Effect's gonna be dope, bro. That one's gonna probably take over my entire fall. Because I want to make sure I play that properly. I see the Krogans are back. Some little Krogan friend. We've got to make sure he lives. Um, regardless of
That
anybody
game,
else's in my crew's well being.
that game does look really. That game does really. I mean, I'm gonna be happy to jump back into that game because it's been a very long time since I played Mass Effect. To be honest with you, it's
Yeah,
been a
man,
very
that
long
one's gonna
time.
be dope. I mean, something else is coming out soon. Looks like Ubisoft is gonna get its first opportunity to prove you right, and show that they've been, um, you know, polishing their games. With Ghost Recon Wildlands on March 7th. That one's something that Jay is very excited about. I mean, the game is fully co-op, so I'm down for whatever when it comes to co-op games. So I'm excited to see
There's,
how Ghost Recon Wildlands looks.
I mean, there's a lot of good games, bro. I mean, you got Noah. It's coming out next. They say first or second quarter of next year. That's the Dark Souls clone, so I'm excited for that. Actually, they just released a demo for another niche title, which I want to import, called Near Automata. It's like a weird like steampunk Monster Hunter type hack and slash third person game. I would really like to get my hands on that in a Japanese copy, just so I can get my hands on it before the U.S. does. But then you
Yeah,
got
that
South
should be
Park,
dope.
Pedro. Hey, I know. Didn't you enjoy the first one, South Park? The last South Park game.
I mean, I thought it was funny. I just didn't enjoy playing it. Not at all.
That's the inside running joke, guys. Pedro does not like RPGs, but he played South Park just for the simple reason that it was South Park.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
pretty funny. I
goodness
mean,
gracious!
I just, I'm not, I'm trying to like not force myself to play those games anymore. So I may not play that. I'm just not that
Oh
type of
shit.
gamer.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's gonna be fun. I'll make sure I send you some clips of the comedy because you know the fucking comedy is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, it should be
Um,
dope, man.
I I still remember very vividly the fucking the shitty walk scene in the old game where you walk into the shop and he's like, "Oh, what kind of shit walk? How may I help you?" And then he talks about the fucking Mongolians. He's like, "Oh, the Mongolians don't eat Mongolian beef. You be shit for a fucking week." It's like, oh my god, no way. But guys, I think that's all we got this week. Um, look forward to next week. We're gonna be working on something pretty cool. We're gonna be start doing some more YouTube work, maybe some Destiny. We've been holding off on it because of the holidays. It's been super busy for both of us, considering our actually work we do. And on the YouTube channel, it's been rather slow. The Bloodborne LP has not died. It's still there. I posted a video a couple days ago, and I should have some more content coming out here soon. Coming up in the next probably week or two, until I can actually get down and sit down and record. Because I've been dying to play Bloodborne, but I just haven't been able to record. So I don't play Bloodborne until I can record. Pedro, is there anything you got coming up, bro?
No. I mean, we got that thing that we're gonna come out with a little later, but other than that, nothing.
All right,
Nothing
guys. So
yet.
make sure you guys go to our links. Go to our links, guys. It'll be down in the description. Facebook /Square Gamers /group /Square Gamers. Go to that. Check out YouTube or Twitch. Everything will be down in the links. Make sure you join the group and join the conversation because this coming year of gaming will be pretty epic. We got a lot of good games coming out. These companies got to prove us right or prove us wrong. According to Pedro, they're gonna prove me. They're gonna prove me right. So Ubisoft, don't fuck it up. All
Yeah.
right, guys. This has been Square Gamers. Peace out.
Have a happy New Year, y'all.